Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It seems like only 24 hours ago, 2K actively made the game worse. But here we are again, and I don't know if they've managed to top themselves, but they've managed to make the community even more mad, and they didn't even have to release a broken patch this time. So, I mean, I'll give you credit there, 2K. If you don't know what I'm referring to, yesterday I posted a video about how 2K and WWE Games have banned one of the biggest content creators inside the game because he was posting modded stuff on the community creations. Now, I know what you're saying, or I know what you might be thinking. Of course they banned him, he posted modded stuff. Well, today we have another ban of a top content creator in the game. This time it's Marty M, a guy who doesn't mod the game. Marty M's creations don't mod the game. He is able to place objects in places where the game isn't supposed to let you place them. However, these creations are not modded, to my understanding, and he has now been permanently banned, just like What's the Status from 2K Community Creations. Before we jump into this tweet, if you've never seen Marty M's creations, I'll show some on screen. If you ever even watched my universe mode, you've definitely seen them because I use a lot of his creations in my universe mode. So any of like the barbed wire matches that I did, the dynamite from Daly's Place that I've been using, the Ultimate X match, Carolina Street Fight, and that's just all I can think of now off the top of my head. But I use a lot of this guy's creations in my videos. So let's jump into his tweet and kind of see what's going on. And then as we go, you can see that the ban on What's the Status yesterday and the ban on Marty M today is also causing other content creators to just say, fuck it. If our content can just get nuked like this, we're not going to make content for the game. So I will also be covering other creators who have since just said they're going to give up creating for WWE2K24. I mean, this game and the developers seem to be hell-bent on ruining any playability this game has. The updates they've released have actively made the game worse and or just flat out not fixed anything wrong with the game. And now they're banning content creators, very popular content creators, for things they've been uploading to community creations for years and have been allowed to do. I mean, Marty M's been uploading stuff for years. You can go back to my universe mode in 2K23, the last game I was using his stuff. But as you can see here, I've got his tweet pulled up. So it's a sad day, y'all. Unfortunately, all of my creations have now been taken down by WWE Games as well. Taken down, just completely nuked everything you've done. I'm not sure what to do at this point. Doing this for y'all is my escape and helps a lot with my mental health, and I just don't understand what they get for doing this. All right, so a couple things I want to talk about before we jump into all the other creators who are quitting the game. I want to jump into the last couple things Marty M said here in this tweet. First, doing this for y'all is my escape. I share the same sentiment. This YouTube channel is my escape. I was laid off like 5 months ago, and I started this YouTube channel because I started to run out of things to do and run out of money to pay rent. Granted, I still don't make a lot of money off this YouTube channel, but, you know, it's to fill the time. It's to make myself feel like I'm not a piece of shit. And that ties in when he brings up mental health. And then the last part is the part I really wanted to jump into, and I just don't understand what they get for doing this. Now, I get that he just had all of his stuff nuked, and he's probably reeling, but I think anybody can see what they get from doing this. 2K wants the things that they release in the game and for DLC to be the only things that you download. 2K does not give a fuck if you download an Adam Cole call on page 1 of the community creations. They don't care if you download a John Moxley, a Kenny Omega, who's somebody in WWE that's not in the game. Punk. I can't think of anybody, but you know what I'm getting at here. They don't care if you download this bullshit. They don't care if you download Rhea Ripley nude. Why do they not care about that? Because they're not going to release an Adam Cole DLC. They're not going to release a Rhea Ripley nude DLC. It doesn't interfere with their money, so they do not care. What's the Status uploading models to the game that are better than 2K? Fucks with their money. So they banned him. Marty M making arenas that are better than the arenas in the game. We're just going to ban you. You can't do that. It doesn't matter if the community, it doesn't matter if what you're doing is an overall positive for the community. It doesn't matter if people like what you're doing. It doesn't matter that we've let you do this for years. On this random day, we're going to take a stance and delete all of your work that you've made because we can. We don't respect you. And here's an auto response on top of that. So as you can imagine, the WWE 2K community is not happy about people who make great creations and make insanely fun arenas that keep the game replayable beyond these god fucking awful showcase mode. God, I can't describe to you guys how awful this showcase mode is. Why would you make a 40 years of WrestleMania mode? Let us play these matches, but make the objectives in the matches so fucking tedious that you can't play the match anyway. You're just role playing the exact match you already seen 5 million times. And your reward is a cutscene that doesn't even show the apex point of the match. It shows some random fucking shit in the match that doesn't make any sense. And 2K knows that this game mode is bullshit, which is why half the community creations that you can download are locked behind the mode. You can't download half the community creations unless you've played Showcase or grinded a bunch of matches to get the in-game currency. Not to mention, they also lock community creations behind DLC. So the completely free community creations that you can access when you buy the $70 game are locked behind a mode that is bad, grinding in my faction, or buying DLC. And let me say this again. The showcase mode that this game is advertised around is absolute dog shit. It's bad. It is hella bad. My faction is unplayable. This shit, I mean, if you've played NBA 2K or you've played the Madden games, it's the same thing. It's just a pay-to-win card game, and if you don't want to pay, then you just grind your ass off endlessly, and maybe you get something or maybe you don't. Fuck you. And if you don't upload generic ass arenas to the community creations or upload shit that's locked behind DLC so we can get people to pay for it, then we'll just ban you and fuck you, and we don't care. All right. And like I said, I did want to cover the other creators who are leaving the game. So you can see Phenom Cause right here. He says, "Hey everyone, I have thought long and hard about this decision, and the decision wasn't easy. I am announcing my retirement from COG creating. It has been a blast. I love all of you who hated and supported me. I am forever thankful, or I am forever grateful. Thank you." Another creator here, we have Diffract. This afternoon, I've requested to leave the 2K Next Makers program. I've always used the program as an opportunity to feedback the community concerns, bug suggestions. However, in light of a few evolving factors, I've made the decision to step back from this role. Now, let me say a couple things about this. Is this bad for the community? Of fucking course it is. The only wrestling game that exists that is on the standard of a AAA game, and I know there's other wrestling games out there, but you guys know what I mean. It's just like Madden. It's just like 2K. There's no other football game that matches. There's no other basketball game that matches. And it's the same with WWE, and they know it, which is why they can get away with this stuff, or think they can get away with this stuff. Time will tell if they get away with it or not, and that's really up to the community. And I have another thing I want to read here. I'm not going to go down and read all of this here. God, I love this community. I'm making these videos for the community, but I can't focus on anything that long, but I will read what's here in the middle of the screen. So, WWE 2K community outraged. Popular creator banned amidst hypocrisy. I believe this was in reference to What's the Status yesterday and not Marty M. So let's jump into this. The WWE2K24 community is in an uproar over the ban over a popular content creator status, with users taking to social media to express their frustrations using hashtags like FreeStatus and Fuck2K. They argue that Status's contributions to the game's replayability and creativity through his content and community creations has been invaluable. The community is calling for the ban to be lifted, with some even vowing to boycott future games until the ban is reversed. This comes amidst claims that more inappropriate content remains on the platform, leading to questions about the fairness of the ban. So a couple things. First of all, 2K does not give a fuck about the fairness of this ban. So arguing the fairness of the ban isn't going to work because the people giving out the ban themselves do not care whether it's fair or not. I mean, clearly, I showed you guys yesterday, there's little porn that get uploaded to this game all the time. I mean, I showed you guys, I scrolled to page 3 of the images tab and I was able to find something I had to censor out, or else YouTube would have just flat out took down my video because it belonged on Pornhub. And I want to raise another concern here with a line from this tweet here. So, with some even vowing to boycott the future games until the ban is reversed. Now, I don't want to call bullshit on people that I like. I really don't. But I'm going to ask a question here. And this is a question that 2K have probably already asked themselves and answered, which is why they figure out they can do this kind of stuff. Will people actually leave the game? will the creators who say they're going to stop creating actually stop creating? And if this happens, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think creator-wise, yes. I think creators can move on. It's going to be hard, but these guys are talented. You know, these guys are modding the game, some of them, so they know how to do stuff like that, so they can move into that. A lot of these guys are just flat out talented at making models in general. You guys should be in game development, not making free shit for this company that doesn't respect you. A lot of you guys should download Blender, and I mean that. Blender is free. You should download Blender and make your own models and upload them on ArtStation or wherever you can, because some of you guys are way too talented to be doing this shit for free, and you're way too talented to be doing this stuff for 2K. And I guess now all we can do is really sit and wait, right? I mean, 2K seems to be on a ban wave. We're kind of just waiting to see who's next, or we're waiting to see if 2K interrupts their own ban wave, which I can say with 99% accuracy that will not happen in this lifetime or any other lifetime in any parallel universe that causes this company to lose money. If this company sees that they've lost 1 cent on their bottom line, they will nuke anybody they can to fix that. Keep that in mind. This shit is all about money. I don't want to be disrespectful to creators who have their shit removed from the game. Of course, I use other people's shit for my videos, but this is the only wrestling game that exists. WWE games, and 2K knows it, which is why they can do stuff like this. And that's the point I want to say over and over again in this video. There is nowhere to go if you want to do this type of content with another game. The only other wrestling game that came out recently is AEW Fight Forever, and that's not the same game as 2K. These games are different completely, which is why you see a big community for mods and stuff for 2K, and you don't see it for Fight Forever. That's because Fight Forever is not that great of a game. Fight Forever was limited from the start. Is it a cool game? Absolutely. Do I want it to exist? You bet your ass I want it to exist, if not for any more reasons than what's happening right now with 2K. It's the same reason why when WWE was the biggest and only promotion, WWE was goddamn shit. The matches were bad. This weekly Raw was bad because they don't have any competition. They don't have to do anything. They can do whatever they want. They can coast, and they don't have to do anything about it. I guarantee you 2K right now is thinking not about how they can amend the community or make their community happy after all this, or fix these issues. 2K has already moved on to either the next DLC for the game, or they've already moved on to working on 2K25. Anyways, I think I want to cut this video here. I think a lot of my points are becoming rounded, and I'm starting to say the same thing over and over again. So I want to turn it to you guys. What do you think about this? Give me your opinion on it. Unless it's stupid, then just don't say anything at all. Keep it to yourself. I'm kidding. You can comment anything you want. I don't care. And I guess the main question is, do you all think this will be fixed? Do you all think that 2K can mend the mistakes that they've just made to this community while also fixing the game to make it work? I mean, it's great to ban people from online for things you don't want, but when your online doesn't even work to begin with, did you really lose anything? Like I said, I don't expect 2K to do anything about this. And if they do, I think it'll be one of a few things. They will address the concerns and maybe like a tweet or something like that without fixing anything. The other possibility is that when the next DLC comes out, that'll be when the next patch comes out. And that'll be when they say anything about this, if they do at all. Or they will wait till WWE2K24, and they will use this to market the game around how they're refocusing on the community, even though nothing will really change, and it will just be the marketing strategy, and we will all buy it because it's the only one we can buy. And that's my thoughts. I'm going to leave it up to the comments now. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.